I think what I've learned from my mum is that life can throw so many things at you. I've learned a lot of how to cope with those things. Having to sort of pull yourself up after you've lost your husband, you've got a little baby, and having to sort of, just get on with it.
I met him after a Twickenham rugby match. We were in our 20s then, of course, and got married pretty soon. It was John's decision that our main objective was to do country wear. And that was the case when, sadly, he died in 1968. John was the fourth generation barber. And I had to carry this on to continue what John had wanted.
I remember as a little girl going to the first factory, going from office to office to office, delivering the post, going in with my mum and just sort of pottering about and being given little jobs to do while she worked. And she didn't have any real training in business. She didn't go to business school and got a business degree. So she had to sort of learn as she went along.
And everybody welcomed me so much, I can't tell you. And I learned to make a jacket, first of all. I learned how to sell jackets. It was a saviour to have this task in front of me, to carry this well-established, well-known business forward. Barber's story began in 1894 when John Barber left southern Scotland, came to Tyneside. The Tyne was one of the busiest rivers in England. Lots of opportunity to sell protective clothing. And his business progressed and progressed, and eventually he realised he could start manufacturing himself. Malcolm joined in 1900. Malcolm's great interest was journalism. He actually produced the wonderful catalogues. And he realised not only was there a market all around England, there was also a big overseas market. If you read the old catalogues, Grandfather Barber promises to keep men at any part of the world dry. Duncan Barber, he was a very keen territorial army person, and he was mad about motorcycles. And Duncan Barber persuaded his father to start manufacturing only at this Tyneside factory. He'd married just before the war. John was born in 1938, my late husband. John had left me majority control. It never occurred to me to sell the business. I just knew his enormous pride. I'd experienced it. People trust us because we are still a family-owned business.
It's sort of in my blood, really, and I'm fifth generation. I owe it to everybody that's gone before me and everybody who's there now, and just when I see someone wearing a Barber, it makes me proud. And it's great that people have such an affection for their Barbers. And it also reminds them of good times they've had in their lives when they've worn it. It's like an old friend. You've been through a lot with it, haven't you? So yeah, it makes me really proud.
Before, it might be something that your father wore or your grandfather wore, and maybe your jacket was passed down to you, but actually there's so much more to it than that now. It's very much for every generation, I think.
When I think of Barber, I think it's really British. It's a connection with nature. It's not trying to be anything that it's not. It's kind of this you trust it.
I think Dame Margaret's extraordinary. And I think that's the key to the Barber brand, key to the Barber heritage, is that it is still a family business.
We're 125. And we have branches now in America, Germany, France, Sweden, all around the world. That's how she is. That's where our tradition is.